move forward to our next speaker, I'd like to introduce to you Mrs. Premila Paulraj. She is the Director of Employability and Qualifications of South Asia for Pearson. Mrs. Paulraj has an extensive portfolio and resume with a lot of experience. She has been in education for over 20 years, 15 of which she has been at Pearson, which is the leading body in education and learning around the world. A large portion of her career and her life she has spent in Pakistan. Mrs. Paulraj, please correct me if I am wrong, in an environment that wasn't really set up for accommodating a female figure at the top and at a leadership position. So we're all waiting to hear what you would have to share with us today evening, Mrs. Paulraj. So without further ado, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for that introduction. I must first and foremost thank Bertel and Shamala for inviting me to be here today. And like most of the other speakers, I can say that I have not been very active on Unity Mission, but I have been watching how this particular initiative by Bertel and Shamala has grown strength to strength over the last so many years. So congratulations to all of you. I'm just going to introduce myself actually from a different angle. I am a mother of 3 boys, and I started my career as a teacher. By chance, I would say, because I had just completed my qualifications in IT, and I was invited to teach by the same institutions where I followed my IT course. And then for some reason, I liked teaching. And I did that for a few years. And it was an era when it was thought that teaching was probably the best profession for a woman, given that especially in countries like Sri Lanka, there are less hours for women who are teachers that they have to spend in an organization working, and there are very long holiday periods, at least 3 months of the year. So you are off by 1:30, and if you are family, that's for family. So though I was much younger and hadn't even thought of being in the family way, I took up teaching because I like teaching. But at some point, I really had to take a stock of what I wanted to do in future, because I was getting a bit restless. I felt that I was kind of repeating the same thing over and over again as a teacher, and I had to make that strong decision on what I want to continue with. And that's when I decided, no, this is, as much as I love teaching, I wanted to be in business and sales, because I thought that's where my skill set was. So I think as a woman, it is, and also as a leader, irrespective of whether you are a man or a woman, I think one of the most important things is for you to be able to make decisions. And the rest of the people, when they know that you are able to make a firm decision, they treat you like a leader, because one of the traits of a strong leader is being able to take a firm decision. So I think, I would advise all the young ladies here that you need to develop your ability to make strong decisions and firm decisions. And then, of course, when I decided that I was moving into sales, I have never looked back. And today at Pearson, the largest education organization in the world, there are actually very few female sales leaders. And I'm one of them, and also especially in South Asia. And Sasha, you mentioned about my responsibilities in Pakistan. Yes. Many years ago, when I was given the responsibility to overlook the Pakistan market, I found that a lot of people were saying, first and foremost, oh, don't go there because it may not be very safe. And secondly, my entire team in Pakistan are males. So they were like, okay, how are you going to even manage them? But for me, it didn't matter whether they were male or female. I had a certain task in mind. I knew how I was going to progress. I knew what was expected of me by Pearson, and I also knew how I wanted to achieve it. And as I said, I used my ability to make strong decisions. So to date, I think I must have been responsible for Pakistan for the last, of the 16 years I've worked for Pearson, at least about 12 years. I've been there many times and I've seen how people respect you. And I've never felt unsafe nor unaccepted because it's the contribution that matters. Contribution to your workplace, contribution to the community. As an educationist, there are certain expectations of you. So that's how I have been able to manage so far. And the other thing, especially for the young women here today, I think it also helped me that I started a family fairly early. So if you are, if you love children and if you want to have children someday, if you, intend having children, you might as well make it as early as possible, because while I had 3 children, my parents, my mom especially, she was the one who helped me. And because I was younger when I had my children, she was younger as well. So she was able to spend, she had the strength and she was able to support me to look after my children. So that was a great blessing. And I would advise that, if you do have plans of having children, have your children early. You'll never regret. You'll never regret not a single moment of being a mother, starting a family early, because then, once they are older, when they start going to school, you can then be focused on your career. I have also had those moments where I have missed my children's birthdays, important moments in their lives. I also remember missing one of my children's first 13th birthday. I felt heartbroken because I was elsewhere in some country, having some sales conference. I also missed one of my children's christening. These are some of the things that you have to live with. But I always think, being in education, when I help other children to, become something, eventually my children also will be blessed. So with that thought, in the interest of time, I know there are quite a few other speakers as well. So final thoughts from me: be strong in your decisions, which is very important if you want to become a leader in the society. And secondly, be focused on the work that you are doing. And for women especially, I think the message is, start your families young. You'll never regret. Thank you very much.